This is the Husqvarna 410iQ Automower robotic mower sitting. It's sturdy, weighs about 59 pounds, and it has this confidence-inspiring look with large wheels and a robust bumper across the front. The whole package feels like it's ready for whatever your yard throws at it. From my experience, it looks a lot more industrial than some of the older Husqvarna models, and it's definitely bigger than what I've had before. I'll be honest, when I first decided to try a robotic mower, I was a little skeptical. I wasn't sure how well it could handle real yard obstacles like little garden paths, toys, or uneven spots that you find in a typical American lawn. I also wasn't sure how tricky the whole installation process would be, especially since this mower promises wire-free boundaries using something called EPOS technology. Basically, that's satellite positioning. Think of it like super precise GPS for your lawnmower, accurate down to a few centimeters. With my yard having flower beds and odd angles, I wondered if the virtual boundary setup could really keep it where I want. Unboxing the 410iQ was almost like opening up a set of high-end power tools. The main mower comes in the box, surrounded by several smaller boxes with the accessories, the RS1 EPOS Reference Station, and the charging base. There's also a basic setup guide and extra blades. Setting up the machine took a little time, and I won't pretend it was as simple as just dropping it on my lawn and pushing start. The app guides you through most of it, but you do need to drive the mower around your property using your phone to mark out where you want it to mow or where you want it to avoid. For someone brand new to this technology, it took patience and a bit of trial and error. In my opinion, it's smart to set aside an afternoon to really dial things in. Key features worth talking about. Start with this wire-free installation. Once you plot out the edges of your lawn with the app, the Husqvarna 410iQ remembers them using satellite data, so you don't need to bury physical wires in the ground. That's a huge step up from older styles, and it makes it way easier if you ever need to adjust your boundaries because you've expanded your flower bed or put up a shed. During setup, I was able to add stay-out zones for spots I didn't want mowed, like a patch of wildflowers in a play area. You do need to install the reference station somewhere in your yard. It communicates with satellites and keeps the mower's location accurate. Operation is simple after initial setup. The 410iQ is totally battery-powered. It leaves its charging station automatically on your schedule, drives itself to the area you marked out, then quietly cuts your grass. With cutting heights adjustable from 1 inch up to 4 inches, I found it was easy to match the way I like my lawn. You can change these settings via the Husqvarna Connect app or directly on the color screen and wheel on top of the mower itself, which is a really nice upgrade. It just feels modern. Scheduling when the mower works is as easy as setting a time in the app. You can let it work at night or early morning since the electric motor is really quiet. I can barely hear it running from inside the house. One feature that stands out is how well it handles terrain. From my experience, the large wheels and powerful motor help it handle things like sloped hills and paved walkways. The mower claims to handle up to 45-degree slopes, and while I don't have any hills quite that steep, it moves steadily over the grades in my yard without digging in or sliding. It also manages to cross my gravel driveway without getting stuck, which was something I worried about. I was glad to see the wheels and bumper are tough enough for these transitions. Safety and security are worked into the design. There's a built-in anti-theft alarm, and if the mower is picked up or moved without authentication, it sends an alert to your phone via the app. I feel a bit more relaxed knowing I can track the mower's position if someone tried to walk off with it, something I'd recommend keeping in mind if you're worried about outdoor gear security. The blades are small and tucked under the chassis, so there's little risk of accidents with pets or kids, but the instruction manual still urges caution and suggests programming the mower to work at times when you're less likely to have little ones running around. Mowing capacity is about half an acre, which is pretty generous for most suburban lawns. The way the 410iQ navigates is different from a regular mower. You won't see straight mow lines. Instead, it works in a more randomized pattern, going back and forth at odd angles to keep the grass trimmed evenly without tracks or ruts. As a result, the lawn always looks fresh. From my experience, I never have to worry about the grass getting too tall or having to rush out in the middle of the week to cut it before guests arrive. Connectivity with the Husqvarna Connect app is straightforward, and it's easy to keep track of the mower, tweak its settings, or update the software when Husqvarna releases new features. I appreciate that everything can be managed from my phone, including setting up zones or tweaking cutting height. It has integration with smart home assistants like Google Home and Amazon Alexa, which is a bonus if you like voice control. A quick review of performance. The mowing itself is clean and consistent. The mower keeps the grass at an even length. I swap the blades out every few weeks with the spares provided. Cleaning is easy. I just spray it off with a hose. Overall maintenance is pretty much set and forget, which has made a big difference for me compared to dragging out my old push mower every week. I'd recommend this for people who want to take mowing completely off their plate, especially if you dislike spending hot afternoons behind a noisy old mower. It's perfect for tech-savvy homeowners who like the idea of controlling everything from their phone or smart devices and whose lawns fit within the half-acre mark. There are a couple of things to watch out for. The setup process, especially with virtual boundaries and the reference station, might be a little daunting at first if this is your first robotic mower. I had to remark a couple spots on my lawn because the mower kept sneaking into my mulch bed, so patience with setup pays off. Also, if your property is a lot bigger than half an acre, or maybe if you have weak GPS signal under heavy tree cover, you might run into challenges. Sometimes tech like this works best in wide open yards with a good view of the sky. In conclusion, the Husqvarna 410iQ Automower robotic mower felt like a big upgrade for my yard routine. The wire-free installation, smart app, satellite positioning, and reliability really stand out. I think it's a great match for folks who want hands-off, worry-free lawn care and are willing to spend some time up front getting to know how the boundary and scheduling works. From my experience, it delivers on the promise of an always neat lawn with almost zero hassle. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments if you have questions about the 410iQ or want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching.